So this is Massive, the world's largest cruiserweight, and you're watching and listening to Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm out.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast Housing. I'm your host, JC. Joining me is Big Mike.
What's up, guys? Still no rhymes.
Still right. Tommy, not sure if he's going to be joining us late. He's taking care of something, so he might pop in here a little bit later. And we'll get his thoughts on everything that went down, what we're going to talk about today, what went down at Elimination Chamber, what we think will happen at Vengeance Day, which is somehow still on Peacock. I guess that's leaving Peacock for NXT, I guess. Yeah. So, and then talk a bit about what's taking place this weekend here locally in San Antonio between Hybrid Experience and United 210. So, plenty to discuss this week. But first, we'll talk a bit of wrestling news. And Mike, we said it. Apparently, Undertaker's the new Hall of Fame announcement guy. Whether it's live or on a podcast.
Apparently so.
But I think you're pretty excited about this one.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and say it, go for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those, and I think anybody who's kind of been following wrestling for a while is like, it should have been done a long time ago. There was all kind of stuff because they were involved in the lawsuit about concussions or something.
Yeah.
But finally, Demolition is going into the Hall of Fame. Now, as far as I've seen, I didn't hear the Taker announcement, I'll be honest. I've only seen Axe and Smash mentioned. I don't know if Crush is going in as the third guy who was technically a member toward the end of it. What's up, Burnsy, Sean? Thanks for joining us, guys, as always.
I think on the podcast that he announced, it was like a video cast. It was like a podcast or a video call or something. I saw a clip on TikTok. It was just X and Smash the first. Right? Yeah, I think those are the two they mentioned there. So
I mean, and obviously they were Demolition for a long time. Crush wasn't added till kind of toward the end of the run to kind of bring a new young guy in because the two guys, Action Smash, were already pretty well veteran wrestlers at that point. And some people may not know this, but I think it was Axe. Crap, I always forget which one. One of them wound up being the Repo Man after that run as well. Not a lot of people know that, and it seems weird because they obviously are way different characters. Than it doesn't even seem like the other one at first when you look at them. But I think it was Axe. Sean probably knows, or maybe even Burnsy does.
According to WWE's website, it is Axe and Smash going in as Demolition to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, what's up, Jason?
Yep.
So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, apparently Taker's that dude to tell people or make the announcement. So
it's pretty crazy, huh? So
I guess it was just like the conversation was like, obviously I'm a WWE guy. I'm loyal to the end. You got anything else for me?
Yeah.
Want to tell people they're getting the Hall of Fame?
Second longest tag team championship
behind New Day, right?
Behind New Day, they had it. Axe and Smash had it for 478 days after winning it at WrestleMania 4.
Yeah.
And yeah, the record stood until the New Day passed them with 484 days in 2015, 2016. So
Jesus, it was that long ago already?
Yeah, 28 years. Yeah, for us, 10 years since New Day.
No, yeah, since that one.
That's wild, right? We're starting to feel super old. I'll be 45 on Saturday.
Alex Repo Man, Barry Darso. Okay, so it was Smash. Yeah, Barry Darso was Repo Man after being Smash. There you go, Sean also. There you go. I knew it was one of them.
Nice.
I get them mixed up sometimes.
Yeah. So that's kind of the major news coming out from there. Tommy isn't here right now, but I figured he wanted to call out a couple of title changes that took place in the New Japan side of things. Strong Openweight Championship was won by Bolton Oleg, and the new New Japan TV champion, Konosuke Takeshita.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if he's still is he still in an AEW contract?
I assume so. He's still in
Yeah.
AEW.
So
As far as I know, he's like the guy who's allowed to do both or one of them.
yeah. So he has a title in New Japan now. Of course, in WWE side, we had a couple title changes we'll talk about from the Chamber. And then we also had a title change last Friday on SmackDown. The Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, are now the new women's tag team champions.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I also saw something. I just saw it right before we got on. That kind of pissed me off. I don't know if you saw this. And I assume it was this Wednesday because I'm not going to lie, I don't always follow the shows. But from what I understand, the Inspiration made their debut tonight and got squashed.
Oh, boy.
By, what is the new tag team of, they're the British or...
It's not the Babes of Wrath, is it?
No. It's they just became a tag team. Jason, tell me who it is. I know you know. But they just became a tag team. Jamie Hayter and I forgot the new girl she joined with. But apparently they got squashed pretty quickly. Which is
that's kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Fight the Brawling Birds.
Brawling Bird.
Is that who it is? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a title change on Raw as well. I think we're going to get to
title change on Raw.
IC belt.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, I did put it in here. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it in here. I kind of put Chamber and Raw together, obviously. Do want to talk about that because that'll be part of our Elimination Chamber discussion. So
okay.
And we can kind of just jump right into that. Chamber was this past Saturday. Personally, okay, much better than the Rumble, I think. With Rumble, Royal Rumble pay-per-view itself, we didn't really give it the best of ratings. Didn't think it was all that good, except for the Women's Rumble, obviously. But yeah, this was a much better show, I think. And maybe it's the Chicago crowd, maybe it's the card they had lined up. Obviously, it was only 4 matches, but all matches that people were very interested in, between the 2 Chamber matches, the Women's Intercontinental title, and then, of course, CM Punk defending against Finn Balor in his hometown of Chicago. So, but we can kind of go match by match, starting with the Women's Elimination Chamber. Rhea Ripley comes out victorious. I don't know how many of these has she won now. I don't even know. I feel like she's won. It's either
has she won?
I don't know.
I mean, I know someone put up the graphic that I think every WrestleMania match she's had has been for a title, but it's been for a different title each time.
Yeah.
So I know she usually finds her way there. I know they've kind of done this for a while, but I feel like, you know how WWE finds something and then they run it into the ground?
Yeah.
So the entrance that takes forever of one girl goes in the pod or one, I guess the men do it somewhat too. But I noticed it with the women, one girl goes in the pod. The second girl for the pod comes out and has to go by the first girl's pod. The third girl comes out and has to visit all the pods. Does everyone can we not just get to our pods and get going? I know you have 4 matches and a lot of time to fill, but the visiting everyone's pods and having to make your rounds, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems so repetitive that it doesn't feel special because it's they just have to do it every time.
That's got to be somebody's gimmick where they come out all serious about it and they just
jump right into
they're the 4th one to come in to make their entrance. All the other 3 are in the pods and they just walk straight to their pod and get
they just
locked in. Yeah, they're not even looking up, just whatever. Orange Cassidy. They put Orange Cassidy in Elimination Chamber. That's probably what he would do.
He might not even make it into the. He's I gotta walk up these stairs.
Yeah, just walk up the stairs, get in the pod, and just be like.
He rolls up.
So, but yeah, Ripley comes out victorious, last eliminating Tiffany Stratton. Order of elimination: Alexa Bliss, Kiana James, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, and then Rhea Ripley, of course, is the winner. So,
I guess kind of tying that into the news, there was some work shoot stuff on social media between. Well, it was
Cargill.
It was about Rhea, and then Chelsea Green jumped in, and then Jade had to come in and talk crap, and it's kind of led to a whole bunch of report that Jade just really rubs people the wrong way, and
I
takes it
mean, the
too seriously.
reality era, right? Kind of lean into it. When social media's there, use it. I don't know if she really isn't as well liked backstage as it is being reported, or if this is just kind of part of it. Um, So I mean,
I feel like there's too much that's kind of happened to not at least feel like some people are like, not, I don't know, tired of her per se, but like that she has a very big ego, or I don't know.
yeah,
I know, like they said that someone on her side was like, oh, well, she's just a type A personality when they're all there. But I always think there's some truth underlying all of that. So,
one of those where there's smoke, there's fire kind of things,
yeah.
right? So yeah, I mean, you know, perfect example: Seth Rollins, CM Punk, right? They kind of lean into social media, but still put on a hell of a show. So
yeah, no, definitely.
Kind of speaking of which, we're talking about those guys' wives now. AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Fantastic match. AJ Lee had not realizing this first singles match since her return. Just come to think of it, yeah, she was in a tag match and then the War Games. But I really enjoyed this. It was so much fun to watch. Little spots here and there. You wondered where the potential DQ thing was going to come from Becky Lynch. She was trying to, but AJ Lee comes out victorious. Gets the submission win over Becky Lynch winning the Intercontinental title. Tina was telling me some rumors going around that Becky Lynch may be using this to take some time off as well for herself.
That could work. I mean, I could see that. I was a little surprised, honestly, because I thought it would have been something like we had talked about, or at least I kind of predicted that would carry to WrestleMania, and I guess it could. Obviously, they gave her a win in front of her her adopted hometown. She's not from Chicago, but she lives there with Punk.
Yeah,
so
she's still billed from Jersey,
right.
but they've
obviously they live there. Yeah,
she's kind of an adopted Chicagoan and everything like that.
And I think it also just kind of continues the story with the ref.
Yeah,
and Becky's whole being screwed. So I guess we got time to see where that goes.
Becky versus Jessica Carr at WrestleMania, maybe. So,
right.
Yeah. So that was the title change that took place on the Chamber. AJ Lee is now the Women's Intercontinental Champion. And then, of course, Punk versus Balor is next. I really enjoyed the story build up to this, but not realizing this is actually Punk's first WWE match in United Center. We talked about this, that United Center hasn't run a televised WWE event since the first one they ran, which was SummerSlam 94, Taker versus Taker. Which, by the way, the best sign I saw in the crowd was, got stuff in traffic, am I late for Luger? When is Luger versus Tatanka? And Tatanka shouted that out, by the way, on social media. He's like, this is genius. So, good shout out. So, but Punk's Jordan Bulls entrance, it's kind of like pseudo entrance, was
the kids are like, what's this about?
Yeah, Tina immediately got it. I'm sure the crowd there's a big Chicago thing, and people, dumbasses on social media, like, should have saved this WrestleMania. Motherfucker, WrestleMania is not Chicago. So,
yes, the Vegas Bulls.
What the hell? So, but yeah, being in the home of the Chicago Bulls, getting the entrance to Sirius by the Alan Parsons Project, great stuff. I mean, we grew up in the 90s, Jordan Bulls. They were fun. We were Spurs fans, but seeing Jordan win those championships is something else.
I don't know why in my head I just the line from Austin Powers. I call it the Alan Parsons Project. Sorry, so, that movie references in my head way too often.
Yeah, Punk's great entrance there. The entrance into the crowd. Per Chicago. Shouting out the Blackhawks on his trunks and everything like that. It was hell of a match, and I'm starting to feel more and more, especially what happened on Monday, that we are getting a face-turned Finn Balor at this point.
It seems to be,
yeah.
And I just wanted to add one more thing. I feel like we've talked about this a couple years ago, probably when he was AEW for his entrance. Is there any wrestler going right now who not only is tied to his home city as much, but references it and incorporates it into their gear as much as Punk does with Chicago? There's not.
The only ones I can really remember is it's Punk Chicago, Shawn Michaels San Antonio.
And even that,
Kurt Angle Pittsburgh. sometimes. I mean, maybe you get Britt Baker in Pittsburgh too. You know, she's
I
a
think
big
Britt had
Steelers-
some stuff. She had some Steelers
Yeah.
stuff, but I
Yeah.
guess like the longevity and like the constants of it, like those were short lived. For a lot of those other references, like the Sean, that was kind of that Tex. He had that like Texas red, white, the
Texas
red with the
trunks,
blue. Yeah,
the cowboy hat.
that didn't work very long. Yeah, that's true.
You
And
know,
Britt did have some Pittsburgh gear, but like Punk has done it for a while. Like he's always had the 3 stars from their flag, or 4. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From their flag and Burns.
He throws a shoe on.
Burns is always good for a reference. But yeah, so like it's, I don't know. I think about that. Like there's not really anyone who connects or is allowed to have that in their entrance and their gear, and
it's very much a part of who he is. Even on the old documentary WWE put out years ago, CM Punk Best in the World, he explains his logo, his trunks, the stars, what they symbolize for Chicago.
And they even called him the Second City Saint.
Yeah. Even getting the old Bulls PA announcer to be the one to announce it as such. Cool. Yeah. Man, long retired, but legendary still nonetheless. And
it was after that. I was like, yeah, okay. I don't think Finn's going to pull this one out.
No, yeah, like I've seen reactions on TikTok from streamers that are watching it live. Yeah, there's no way Finn's winning because he can't make that entrance. Even the subtle things on they put like banners for Punk. How many world championships? Yeah. Like they had the banners flopped down like they were hanging from the United Center, which is like I'll say this: whatever, if and when Punk retires, he should get a banner in Chicago somewhere. I mean, he is very much tied to that scene, like you said. You know, why don't we have a banner for Shawn Michaels somewhere in San Antonio, in the Frost Bank Center at some point?
Marvel, no.
Yeah. So Chicago just embraced him so much. Like the guy could do no wrong there. Really.
I don't know who Alex this is. I can't see, but you notice my title.
Go Holzhausen, yes. Which is a good segue into what happened after that match. After Punk wins, we get the handshake with Finn, but we finally get the box reveal. And Tina was saying she was reading she was hearing rumors it was Danhausen, and when it opened the coffin, I was like, there it is, you know. And I've really enjoyed that they're letting him keep his gimmick the way it is. You know, you wonder when some of these big indie stars, these characters come to WWE and they try and change so much about it, but they're letting him so far be who Danhausen is, not really changing it so much.
Yeah, and I feel like it did better on Raw.
Yes.
The entrance, well, first of all, it got booed, which I found interesting.
Probably because it wasn't Jericho. People wanted this or that, but you know.
I'm Lauren's cousin. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. The dancing like campy 60s thing was interesting. And then the pyro was underwhelming.
That was the point,
I don't know if
though.
that was part of it, right?
That was part of it, yeah. The whole pyro he looks, and it's
like,
this little like firecracker bottle rocket kind of thing, which is hilarious.
I guess him being backstage doing his thing and on social media was better.
Yeah.
But that entrance got a mixed reaction. I know a lot of people were like, but him doing the stuff, and I know someone mentioned it earlier, and it's going to lead, like we said, into the title change. But like you said, him doing his more regular stuff, that's pretty funny.
To the casual WWE fan, this is probably the first time they're even seeing or hearing about this guy. To someone like us who has seen him around for a while in AEW on the independents, we know what's coming, and very much how that whole song and dance entrance, that giving the teeth to Michael Cole, the little bottle rocket pyros is very much Danhausen, which is fantastic. And yeah, and we'll get to what happened on Raw, but then the men's chamber. We were shocked as all as hell with the finish, but you know, I can't help but think that they didn't change a whole lot of what they had originally planned. It feels like if Bronson Reed doesn't get hurt, he has the same run that Logan Paul does.
Probably
very much the same, you know.
That in all fairness, that makes so much more sense.
Yes,
because people are getting so pissed at Logan Paul getting all the pins. And now that you put it like that, I was like, no, that makes way more sense. You're right.
It makes it with the way the match played out. I was like, okay, that's very much. I feel like they gave him Bronson Reed's spot. Like it was like who did Braun Breaker take over for once in the Rumble? They kind of gave him everything. Was it Lesnar 1 year or something like that. I can't remember. I
I
think
don't
there
know. I
was
know what you're talking about, but he had that,
yeah.
that first pretty big run. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of the spot Logan Paul got. Is like, hey, it works. He's in the vision. This is what
Wait,
Bronson Reed would have done.
was it not Brunson also after the Hell in the Cell injury?
Maybe it was. Yeah, it was like
Or
somebody
when
got
does Hell
hurt.
in a Cell? When does that occur?
That's usually in October.
No,
Well,
not War Games. No, that was Survivor
it
Series.
was yeah,
Maybe that was. Damn.
maybe I don't know. I don't remember.
But yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like he got what Bronson Reed would have got, even to the point with the masked man entering, interfering, and lo and behold, it's Seth Rollins. So
Also, can you imagine how cool it must be to like be at Seth's school? Was it the Black and the Brave, I think?
yeah,
And like then you get used in this story because apparently those guys that have been showing up have been his students to make it even more connected to him.
when they unmasked the guy on Friday, I really thought that was it. I was like, oh, okay, the Vision's pretty much hurt. They're cursed, as we said before Danhausen debuted, and okay, they're just gonna write it off as it was just some random dude that
Yeah.
somehow got through security, even in Saudi Arabia, and somehow terrorized the Vision. I thought that was okay. That's how they're killing the storyline, which kind of sucks.
They
But they
thought it
brought
was
it
a
back.
woman actually. So.
Yeah, right. So they brought it back, and even to the point where there's somebody else like, okay, and then here's the true masked man. Cost Logan Paul the chance to get out. And then I think, that even turned into the finish of the match. Logan, like Orton RKO into Cody Rhodes' finisher. Cody
Because
gets
then
the
Drew came out. Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry, it was Drew. Yeah,
Right. But still, yeah.
still, Cody takes out Drew right up into an RKO, and boom, Randy Orton wins the chamber.
Yeah.
Surprised all as hell. Surprised even my wife, who is the biggest Randy Orton fan I know. So yeah,
Well, you know what happened afterwards and what's coming Friday, right?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, we know it's Cody versus Drew McIntyre. Title is on the line. Set up by shit. Who is it?
Nick Aldis or was
Aldis.
it
There you go. Nick Aldis. Yeah,
I think it was Aldis, right?
yeah. Set up by Aldis. That is for the title. Winner is gonna be defending that title against Orton at WrestleMania. Don't be surprised if this is some sort of like double finish thing. Drew tries to get DQ'd and they turn it into a triple threat. For whatever reason, I feel like that could
I feel
happen.
better with that because I've seen a lot of people saying that they think the direction is going Cody versus Orton, which a lot of people have talked about for a few years. With Orton eventually turning but part of me would feel so bad for Drew getting screwed again, right? So I feel like the three-way is better. I even heard talk of it going to a four-way and them getting Jacob Fatu involved because he's kind of been involved in the thing with after being attacked and then going after Cody and McIntyre and that whole thing. So I feel like that one has a better chance of being a multi-person. I would actually feel kind of like bad for Drew if Cody just gets a clean win and then it's Cody and Orton.
Yeah. So I'm obviously I don't think Orton's going to get involved, but I have a feeling it's going to be some sort of weird thing where Drew's just trying to get DQ'd or take a count out so he doesn't lose the title.
Yeah,
and that's where they'll do triple threat or something like that. That's my prediction.
If Fatu gets involved again, I could almost see Orton coming out at the end just to like pick off some people with RKOs, not to really get involved once it's like decided, but just to hit RKOs because that's what he does.
Do you think it might be like a kind of like the mystery is who attacked Jey Uso, right? Like there's still kind of have that mystery there.
No, there's still some of that there. Yeah.
So what if they think they get some evidence that it's Drew McIntyre and Fatu sees that he attacks Drew or something like that,
Could be something.
Yeah. So
they have ways to go.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know, it's not really connected, but it just made me think about because I've heard people say now because of what everyone injured and what Seth's doing with the Vision, that it's going to be him and Lesnar, like he's going to answer the open challenge. And I could think of nothing that would deflate me more. First of all, that match already happened. He already slayed the beast years ago. I need it to be Oba, man. So that's all. I'm saying, man.
If it's not Oba, can we just have like nobody answer because nobody wants to give him TV time? Like,
That would be great.
hell, have Gunther answer it and say, "Yeah, but your career's on the line." Everyone's going to be the biggest Gunther fan that night. I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
But again, we've also talked about, you said that, but look how narrow Gunther has been written into his character. Like now it's just like, oh, who's getting ready to retire? Finn Balor, like, hey guys, I got a few more years. Hold on.
He's doing legend killing better than Randy Orton ever did at this point. He's actually getting him to retire, right? So
I don't know if I want to say that.
Yeah, no, we'll see. See what he builds that up. All right. As far as our picks for Elimination Chamber, Mike went 1-3, I went 2-2, and Tommy 3-1. So, all right.
Not a good one.
Yeah. On to our WrestleCast ratings: 0 to 5, 5 to WrestleMania 17, 0 being December to December. Mike, what is your rating for Elimination Chamber?
I'll give it a 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Hey. Joaquin, what's your rating for Elimination Chamber? 0 to 5.
I really liked it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give it a 10.
Yeah, it's out of 5. You can't. It's 0 to 5.
I'll give it a 5.
You give it a 5? You sure? Okay. Joaquin gives it a 5. He really liked it.
Nice.
So, yeah. Okay. All right. All right, buddy. Love you. What do you think of Danhausen? Yeah. Go to bed before you're cursed. Go. Cursed. All right. All right. Mike gives it a 4. Joaquin gives it a 5. I'm giving it a 4 as well. Overall, solid show.
I thought you were going to go 4.5 and just split the difference.
Just keep it there. No. No. Oh.
Really hope it's a 4-way for them, which Randy will win. Okay.
Who put that one there?
Jason.
Oh, okay. Hang on, I gotta update my formula here. Wait a second here. All right. So overall rating. Let me get back here and edit this here. I just realized I didn't fix this on the caption. 4.3 repeating. Yeah, that's our overall rating here for
4 1/3.
4 1/3. Yeah.
It's like Naked Gun 33 1/3.
Yes. Which, by the way, I finally did see the new Naked Gun movie. It was fantastic.
I haven't had a chance to yet.
Yeah,
Hopefully over spring break.
Yeah. There you go. 4.33 repeating. I can't do
Wait.
repeating.
You put what'd you put up?
Okay, I edited it, and I guess it takes a while for you to see it on your end, but I did edit it, so
Okay.
it looked like Chamber on my end, but anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Let's try this again.
That's like that dress. Okay, there it goes.
There it goes. There you go. Took a little.
That's like that that dang blue and black or white and gold dress thing.
Yeah, right.
We're seeing different stuff, man.
All right. Before we get into Vengeance Day, let's talk about what did happen on Raw. Obviously, main event was set. Penta and Dominic Mysterio. Even then, the show opens with what's left of the Vision. They chase down a couple of decoy masked men, and then, as usually happens in Indianapolis, Seth Rollins hits somebody with a chair. So this time it was Paul Heyman, curb stomp. Very Attitude Era-esque with the way that went down. Heyman loaded in a stretcher, driven away by LA Knight. It was very Stone Cold Steve Austin of him, right?
Yeah, it was.
I'm half expecting a segment at a hospital, and I hope Paul Heyman gets hit over the head with a bedpan by LA Knight, which would be fantastic.
Well,
so,
okay. In all fairness, I was about to say, Foley has stated he doesn't want to work with them right now because of their close association with Trump. But
yeah,
it would have been funny to have him show up again in that Mankind character.
Yeah,
but I understand.
Yeah, for sure with what's going on, especially with what's been escalated overseas right now. It's not the best time. But yeah, and then of course we get our first Danhausen segment, which went over much better. At least the crowd seemed to appreciate it more.
Well, because he got to actually show and talk.
And I loved his list of demands after coming out to cheers. Danhausen, as he put him. Hall of Fame this year, private photographer. Getting a picture with Triple H where he points because those are all the rage, which he got already, by the way. That was shared on social media. Fantastic stuff. But then we get a little segue with the Judgment Day where Cold Steve Austin, Adam Pearce in disguise, by the way, pauses him off to the Judgment Day, and he's greeting everybody. Doesn't remember JD's name.
Yeah.
JD doesn't like him already. And he curses Dom because Dom's being an ass to him. So, is this finally where curses are going to mean something in WWE? With
I mean, 1 for 1. Let's see how it goes.
A part of me really hopes that Danhausen isn't tied to any show. Like he can show up on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AAA, wherever. You know, I kind of want to see where they go with this from there. Your thoughts?
No, if they just let him do that, again, you know, I have my thing with WWE and the way they do things. And you said it when you first mentioned it. You're glad they kind of let him be him. If they let him be him and do these kind of things, I think it'll be fun. It'll be, I don't know if I want to quite say it like this, but like another kind of version of what R-Truth brings. Just kind of, you know, some comic relief, some fun. But honestly, I also wouldn't mind if his curses become legitimate, and that's also just tied in where wherever he curses someone, they wind up losing the match that night, or if they have a title, they lose it. Like that would be quite fun to where people start like being afraid of upsetting him.
Or how
his curses become.
How long does this curse last? Like, is it just for the night, or does Dom go on a streak where he can't win a match?
Let's see. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one night for now, but let's see where they go with it.
Like if they set up a match at WrestleMania, like you must be Danhausen to lift the curse or something. Dominic Mysterio versus Danhausen or something. I don't know. Would be pretty cool. But yeah, I kind of
Liv dumps him for Danhausen.
So, oh man, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving we're finally seeing him back on social media. He's always interacted well with it. According to him, #1 selling merch on the WWE shop right now. I believe it. So yeah. I'm waiting for the WWE version of his song to come out on Apple Music. So far, it's actually the original recording right now. So, but yeah, yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that is the other title changing hands. Penta wins his first championship in WWE, and it's the Intercontinental title by beating Dominic Mysterio. Which, good for him, man. That was awesome to see. So,
yeah.
All right. So, what is happening this weekend? We'll start with what's happening out in Florida. Vengeance Day by NXT. 5 matches on this card.
One quick thing before we get to this that's NXT related, but also related locally.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you saw this, but Ren had a match with Nikita Lyons on NXT on Tuesday. And I think they're having like a speed tournament or something for the women's speed title, I guess, or something. She beat Nikita Lyons. She is using a version, or basically using the cattle mutilation as a submission. Okay. But she's calling it the final wrench, which I think is kind of cool. But she got to win, which is really cool. But she doesn't get a lot of wins. So kind of hoping, fingers crossed, this is the start of an actual legit push for her. So we'll see what happens. And like we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, she's in the video game. You know, so good things happening for Ren, a.k.a. Maddie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how further us this goes. Like, you know, kind of backstage work here and there. Now it's finally okay. Now we're going to start using you and see what.
And like we've talked about, like they've used her, but it was literally like to bring in a new person and have their good match, like a good first match. It was like Julia's first match. I think she was Stephanie's first match.
Yeah,
several of them they brought in. Like Ren was one of the first people they faced. Because she's solid in the ring, you know. It's like she was trained well or something.
Gee, I wonder where that was. Yeah.
So, she learned a myriad of different styles. You could like say they kind of blend together in like a hybrid or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Vengeance Day, NXT, back in the Performance Center for this NXT PLE. And back on Peacock, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Still on Peacock. This is like the last remnants of it, I guess. 5 matches on this card, and we're going to start with Tony D'Angelo versus did they say Dion or Dion Lennox? I can't
I think it's
remember.
Dion Lennox.
Dion Lennox. Okay. Um, and this just straight singles match. I think this one actually just got set up on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of interesting here. Dion Lennox is a relative newcomer, but has a lot of hype. Kind of a big, explosive dude, similar to Oba and that kind of power and stuff.
Mhm.
I think I'm thinking of the right guy. And Tony D'Angelo was their mob guy for a long time, and then that family kind of broke up, and he came back, not completely like a mob guy, kind of strange, but he's been kind of undefeatable. He's always kind of been pretty well protected. So this is kind of an interesting match.
Okay.
Are we
Who you
picking
got?
him or?
We can. At least the. Yeah, let's do it. Who do you think's got this one?
I'm gonna go Tony.
Yeah.
I feel like that may be a bad choice, but her trainer was marvelous. Touche, Jason. Touche.
I'm going with Tony D'Angelo as well. We'll see if we get Tommy picks later on this one. If he's able to join or later on, we'll see.
Yeah.
Here. So, now interestingly, there's a couple of like non-title gimmick matches associated here. And first, and I think these all involve women actually, which is kind of crazy. Like 3 out of the 5 matches on this card are women's matches.
Yeah.
First is a street fight: Blake Monroe versus Jada Parker. Oh man. I know everyone remembers Blake Monroe mostly as Mariah May, which has been a bit lackluster, not to say the least, in NXT, as Tony Storm predicted before she left AEW, right? So,
that is going to be tied to Blake Monroe.
It pretty much is, but I got to go Jada Parker on this one.
Yeah, I'm with you there on that too.
Yeah.
Actually. I'm going to go Jada Parker.
She's kind of getting a push with this one, and this is really a street fight seems more on her wheelhouse than a Blake Monroe kind of thing. So, but if this one steals the show, which is a very good chance of doing that, this could be one that kind of boosts their career for both of them. So, all right, NXT Underground, and I have a feeling they might start with this match only because it's underground thing. Yeah, no rope and everything like that, and they can add the ropes later. Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan. And I want to say, doesn't Kalani have a? No, she doesn't have an MMA background. Who am I thinking of? So
Lola Vice has the MMA background.
Lola Vice, there we go. I'm mixing them up.
The other one does.
Who you got, Mike?
So I feel like the obvious choice is Lola Vice, but we come back to this thing that we've talked about for about 2 years now, that Kalani Jordan has kind of seemed like their chosen one.
Yeah.
Very athletic background. We've talked about all that. Like, does very impressive things in the ring. It's taken her a while to really get that wrestling sense. Her promos have improved from where she started, obviously. I'm going to go Lola Vice only because I feel like that makes more sense, but also I could totally see them doing like, oh, look, she overcame the MMA fighter at NXT Underground. So I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like I need to go with Lola Vice here as well. If I'm not mistaken, she actually does hold the title of Mr. Iguana in AAA. And
are they the mixed? They're the mixed champs.
Tag champs right now. Yeah, they are. So, and I kind of, I mean, not that this singles whatever, but I feel like that at least has a little bit of weight here. And then of course the MMA. You think Underground? This is kind of like your MMA style street fight. Yeah. It's WWE.
The other side of it.
Yeah. So. All right, Women's North American Championship, Izzy Dame versus Tatum Paxley. Angel's on the chat issue.
I know, that's why we're going to use her name correctly.
Okay. I'm going to say Izzy Dame retains. It's nothing against Tatum Paxley. I know this is going to be a fun one to watch, but I think Izzy Dame is going to walk away with the victory here.
I actually think you're probably right, but I'm going to choose Tatum Paxley because I really think they cut her previous title reign short, which didn't seem to make a lot of sense. But I think was she the main champion?
Yeah, she was women's champion.
Right?
Yeah.
And that didn't last very long at all. So
no.
I don't she probably won't win, but I feel like I need to choose her. One, because Angel's not here. but two also because like I think she should. I mean, in all seriousness, I think she should have gotten more out of that.
Yep. All right, and then finally the main event, NXT Championship. Joe Hendry defends it against Ricky Saints, and I believe this is this Henry's first defense? I can't recall, or did he already get one?
I think it might be his first.
It might be his first, yeah, and it's a pretty high profile one too.
Yeah.
I think Saints was the last one besides Obafemi to hold this championship. When he defeated Obafemi, kind of like surprise victory there, and then Femi got it back eventually.
Right.
So. But I've got to go with Joe Hendry on this one. Don't be wrong, it's going to be a great match, but I think you're riding Hendry right now. He's just, his popularity is huge. So, Mike, what about you?
Yeah, no, right there with you. Almost the same idea. Like, it should be a hell of a match. Ricky's really kind of felt himself as a heel here, I think, lately. But yeah, you got to keep it on Hendry for a while. I mean, NXT has already had too many like kind of shock title changes out of nowhere. Like, I don't think you should do that to Henry. So, like to Hendry.
Yeah. Let's say this is why you always got to watch it. Everyone, the time's going to change hands. Blah, blah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, not all the time, but
not all the time, exactly. All right. NXT Vengeance Day is this Saturday, March 7th, 6 p.m. Central Time from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. And this one you can watch on Peacock. While we were thinking the Peacock news was set to expire or the pay-per-view schedule is expiring, it's still happening, including even Stand and Deliver next month. So not sure on the exact date when that's going to expire or if they're just going to keep Peacock on or if they're going to keep NXT on Peacock for the foreseeable future. So, which would be a bad thing, So, yeah. All right. Well, from what is happening on the WWE NXT front side of things to what is happening here locally in San Antonio, we'll start with another event that actually is taking place on Saturday. Mike, you're going to have this one here. Hybrid Experience. Go for it, man.
So, just to give it a quick background, because apparently starting tomorrow, San Antonio is going to be storms for about the next 4 to 5 days, and that should include over the weekend, with Saturday looking like maybe the worst of the days. So obviously this was originally supposed to be out in Lytle, Texas at Rooster's Ice House, but it has been moved to the Hybrid School of Wrestling, if y'all haven't seen it on their social medias yet. So this has kind of a long name. This is the Road to Hybrid Mania Detour, the Bitter End. So get that all in.
Is it Detour because they're not in Lytle right now, or did they have that later?
That was always a part of the title, but kind of just worked out nicely as a coincidence.
Right. So,
so let me share with you the card they have so far. So the funny thing is, this first match, I think whoever made the graphic forgot to change something, because at the top it says singles match as they show a 6-man tag.
Whoops.
But it's okay. No offense, Hybrid. You'll always have good stuff. So it is the Sexy Sharks, which is Don Juan, David Teen, and J-Fly, versus Team Sheriff, led by Sheriff Vance Jackson. Caesar, who is a legit kid from Laredo. I'm pretty sure the kid's like 15. Like, he is young. You won't be there, but if you see him, he's a kid. And Tyson Rage. So we have 6-man action there. Again, the Sharks sometimes kind of face, sometimes kind of heel. Depends on who they're facing, apparently. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. The next, which is kind of more of a grudge match, is a singles match between Brock Ali and Jay Young. Jay Young and Brock Ali obviously were, for a short time, members of Dead Man's Hand before they turned on Jay, kicked him out, and Casey took over. So that should be quite a brawl. I mean, they're two young, super athletic guys that can pull off a lot of stuff, but I also expect at some point this to just kind of turn into a fight for a while. Another match, interesting matchup here. Freak Show, another member of the new Dead Man's Hand, versus Zorro de Jalisco. So Freak Show going on with the luchador there. Both also two guys who can put on a great match, have a lot of impressive moves, so that should be pretty fun. Another singles match, we got Chris Barton versus Jaden Valentino. Both relatively new to wrestling at a Hybrid. Jaden, I think is just celebrating his first full year, because I think his first match was at the beginning of March at United last year. So he's only been having matches for a year. And Barton, I don't think has been much longer than that, or maybe a little bit less. So Barton versus Jaden Valentino should be a good match. And then an interesting match here, a fatal four-way for Ridley's United Women's Championship. So even though there's a show the next night, she is defending her belt in the fatal four-way. And that is a four-way between Devin Carter, her Ridley Thorne, Calientita, and Zakai Living. So we know Living in Fashion fell out, and they are at each other's throats.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ridley and Calientita have a long history with each other, so interesting. And they, as they always say in multi-person matches, the champion kind of loses their advantage because there is usually no DQ, and they don't have to be pinned. So
opens things up, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Ridley's going to have to really fight through to keep her title. In a first ever matchup for the Hybrid Championship, Casey defends against Stud Stash.
Ooh, boy.
So Casey taking over with Dead Man's Hand, kind of indirectly, siding with Rob Love and has, kind of been part of what's happened to Stash. So I expect this to turn into a fight too. It is for the title. It is a singles match. It doesn't have any stipulations as of right now, but we'll see what happens when we get closer. And then what I believe they said is the main event. The Hybrid Tag Team Championships are on the line as Pretty Badass Ride Party defends against K-Jax and Dill Dempsey. Those are two members of the Treats. One is the Steel Eel Sark Security, and K-Jax is a recent member. But Pretty Badass Ride Party has been kind of on a roll. They're double champions right now. They've been pretty vicious at the last couple shows, taking out Jay Young and attacking people with chairs. So that should be a hell of a fight again. Be interesting to see the way K-Jax and Dill kind of play this. Do they stay heelish? Are they kind of more face against a team like Pretty Badass? But those are the matches I have for Saturday at Road to Hybrid Mania, Detour, the bitter end.
This Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time, doors opening at 5. Moved from Lytle to the Hybrid School of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Take an umbrella, take a raincoat. Yeah, for sure.
And do pay attention, guys. It is 6 starting, not 6 doors.
Yes.
That was the original time change when they were at Roosters, and I don't think they changed. According to this, they haven't changed that. So it is starting an hour earlier. Make sure y'all make note of that.
Make sure your phones are charged, or if you have a flashlight, just in case the power goes out, you fans will be responsible for lighting the ring so that the show does in fact go on. Just letting everybody know that. So, yep. Now we're getting a double shot at the school because United 210 did move their Sunday show into the Hybrid School of Wrestling indoors from the Breakaway Brewing, which was going to be outdoors, right? The parking lot? Excuse me. Do you have that card in front of you too? I don't have that.
So they don't have it all as one, but I have all the matches announced. I think there are some. I have a feeling there will be a few more matches that haven't been officially announced, but I'll go through what they have. So we have several title matches announced. Rob Love will defend his United 210 U.S. title against WrestleCast own the Buzzer Tommy Bolton. Of course, the man who represented our podcast in that match last year.
Yeah.
And we are always on his side. So Rob Love and Tommy, that should be a hell of a fight. Tommy's a big dude who headbutts like can I say like a Samoan? Oh, I guess I did. A women's single match, no title on the line. But Calientita will take on a debuting in United 210, but well-known around Texas, Mia Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Mia Friday, you probably remember from Mission Pro.
Yes.
Still pretty young. I mean, obviously it's been a couple years, so I don't think she's like 17 anymore, but still pretty young in the business, but like we said, has a couple years under her belt. And I have no doubt that they've met each other in other places before, so... former champ Calientita is back in United. Mia Friday making her debut. That should be a hell of a match. What else do we have? So we have the Heritage title on the line. The champion Diego Rene facing off against Brock Ali. Again, Diego has kind of become very popular at both Hybrid and United. He's got most of the crowd behind him. Brock Ali, like we said, is a member of the new Dead Man's Hand. Him himself young. I don't think he's walked high school stage yet. That's coming in May, I assume. But that should be a hell of a match. And both of them have people on their side that could get involved. So you always got to be aware of that. Also, again, similar to what happened last time, we have been told by the General Emperor, Don Juan, that the United 210 World Champion, Chris Marvel, will be in action. They have not said against who. This will be in action. And as if you remember last time, his match wound up being against Sheriff Vance Jackson, who also had to ref his own match. What's up, Tommy? We're just going over the United card.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We'll get your thoughts briefly after this on Chamber and everything going down too, if you have any. So
very little, but sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so as I've gone through it, those are the 4 things that have been announced for United. Also, not really a match per se, and obvious by the match that was made, but Don Juan came out, I believe, last week and basically said despite Rob Love's actions at the previous shows, he was not going to suspend him because Stash accepted him as a partner in the match, and he technically tagged him in. As for anything he did after the match, when the match was over, I don't know, but as of right now, Rob is not suspended, and he's got the title match with Tommy Bolton, so let's see how that goes.
Okay. So that is Sunday, March 8th, 5 p.m. Central Time. Doors opening at 4 at the Hybrid School of Wrestling. Again, bring your umbrella, bring your raincoats. Might still be raining. Bring a fully charged phone and or flashlight in case the power goes out so you can light the ring up. So. All right. Tommy, before we move on, your thoughts on Danhausen and WWE?
I mean, I like Danhausen.
Yeah.
I thought that buildup was I just saw Mike's. I didn't even notice that when I looked at it. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I think that buildup was kind of unnecessary, but it's cool.
Yeah. But very Danhausen the way that came out, even with the pyro, right? So
true.
Also wanted to grab your thoughts too. I announced on the show because I wasn't sure you're going to be on that there were a couple title changes in New Japan. Yes. I think the most notable one is that Takeshita is now the television champion in New Japan. So I was asking this with Mike. I'm pretty sure is he still under AEW contract? Is he working more in New Japan now? He is? Okay.
He's still technically he's still got 3 contracts. AEW, New Japan, and DDT. He's technically I think the only person who's under 3 contracts in wrestling right now.
Wow. Wild to think about. So dude is working. So. Yeah. Do you have a rating for the Chamber or
didn't watch it. Not all of it. So no.
All right.
I can't believe I was that right though.
Yeah. Yeah, 3-1. So
all right, and the funny part is, I know the one thing I got wrong was the AJ Lee thing.
Yeah. No, I think you had AJ Lee winning by DQ, but either way you had her winning. The one thing you got wrong was
Did you pick Raquel with me?
Oh no, you went 4-0. Why did I write it wrong? Yeah, he picked Ripley. Yeah.
Oh wait, I did?
Yeah, you went 4-0. That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you had AJ, you had Punk, you had Rhea Ripley. Oh no, I'm sorry. You got Cody Rhodes wrong. That's what we had wrong.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We all got that wrong because we all thought Cody and it was Randy Orton. That's
right. That's right. Because at no point in my mind did I think Randy Orton was winning that. That's right.
You're the only one of us to pick Rhea Ripley, and she ended up winning the Women's Chamber. But
that was totally a crapshoot. I was like, Rhea? Of course, I did. I don't know if you guys saw this. She's now officially the only woman who's competed for every single title the women have in WWE at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's what it was, Mike. Yeah, you were shouting.
Yeah.
that.
So,
Yeah.
which I guess technically makes it a different title at every one. So yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think she did the Raw and the SmackDown when they still had their goals. She did the NXT, she did the tag titles, and now this is for the WWE Women's Championship.
Tommy,
Yeah.
your thoughts on the social media beef between Cargill and the rest of the locker room?
Well, real or not, they needed something going into Mania.
I mean, ain't that the truth, right? So
Yeah, well, and which is why I think Punk and Reigns went in on each other on Monday. It's like, okay, ticket sales are not doing good. We got to make this personal.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot
But
about
it
that.
is so weird for Punk to fire the first shot. Like, I would have expected Roman to say something about Larry to kick that off, but Punk firing the kind of the shot there about his dad's like, that's not. I mean,
he
okay,
kinda had
it was out of
kids.
nowhere.
Is that
Yeah.
right up there with using Charlotte Flair's brother, or you should have died in the womb? Is it good or bad?
No, it's right up there with he clearly hung around Christian Cage because he brought up a man's dead father. That's what that is.
That is true.
Okay. For as old and as a veteran at this point as Reigns is, why in my head do I just now want to see Christian come in and treat him like he's a young guy? Like, oh, so I hear your father's dead, Roman.
You know, now that you say that, I guarantee someone's going to make an AI promo on TikTok and it's going to be out there somewhere
probably.
with Christian Cage. Yeah, so
Or it's just going to be just Roman in the ring and whatever. And here's the sad part: how many times Christian has said this is one of the times I heard you have a father.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's dead.
And I know this is yelling into an empty cavern that no one's going to care, but some of the AI things you guys create are disturbing beyond belief.
They are.
Very.
They really are.
Please stop.
Very, please
Go outside
Exactly.
without your phone.
Yeah.
Very important distinction without your phone.
Or your iPad. Yeah, any of that stuff. All right. All right. With that, we'll move into our 1 minute warning segment here. Mike, you got something this week?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Oh.
All right. Okay. All right. You good? You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Mike, whenever you're ready, go for it, sir.
All right. So we shared the card and we kind of shared what was going on this weekend with the local shows. And as two of the more famous things in wrestling happen, card subject to change and the show must go on. So I know we originally had set for a on the road weekend, so to speak, out in Lytle for Hybrid on Saturday, and then it was supposed to be back to the brewery on Sunday. But Mother Nature decided, like we said earlier, that about the next 5 to 6 days are about to be stormy, and Saturday, like I said, looking to be the worst. So back to Hybrid. But on the flip side of that, and we've talked about it the last few weeks, kudos to Hybrid and United kind of working together so closely like they are now. They announced those double shot weekends throughout this year. And it's also kind of nice for this, where when stuff happens, they didn't have to fully cancel the show and say, oh, we'll redo it another day. They're able to go back to Hybrid, use the gym. I went to both of the shows. Jason went to both of them 2 weeks ago when they had the previous run, and it's a good setup. You have everything you need. So yeah, and again, local wrestling that we've talked about over and over. I feel like I repeat this a lot, but like it's cooking. There's so much going on. So just go to a show, man. Go get some stuff. Go this weekend. I know there's some other shows even, and we'll even shout out Blackbird has a show on Saturday. And there's some other stuff. At the end of spring break, there's a show in Austin with the Wrestling Cartel. That Thunder Rosa is going to be on. Alejandro is supposed to be on the card. Someone else they're bringing in. Okay. But Austin, San Antonio, Corpus, Laredo, there's always stuff going on. Go check out some wrestling in South Texas.
Don't even get me started on what's been going on in Houston and Dallas. Shows I wish I could make all the time.
Jeez, that's you're jumping multiple Buc-ee's locations to get there too.
Main reason I want a new car so I can put miles on it going back to Dallas and Houston again.
All right, Tommy, you got something this week?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be complaining about something real quick.
All right, let's hear that 1 minute complaint. Maybe longer. We'll see. Go.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. Look, I am super happy that Ren Sinclair finally won something. Like, I'm super happy. Like that when she won, her face is memeable, and I will meme it, by the way, because that's what I do. But the Speed Championship, she has been putting in work for over a year or so now, and the Twitter title, they're gonna give her the Twitter title, dude. At least
which isn't on Twitter anymore, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's not. I actually legitimately didn't
It's
even know.
it's the straight edge title now. Yeah, so it's X.
That would actually make it better. Anyway, but it's like the North American title. I know that's in a match right now, but it's like, don't you reward the people that you know you can? Okay, you know what? That's my minute. I'm good. I just had to get that out. I was just because I'm happy for her. She finally won. They finally were like, "Hey, she works here and is good." So,
have you watched WWE before?
I know, but it's different when I know people.
Yeah.
No, I know 100%. But it was just your comment about don't you give to people who worked hard. And I was like,
that's true. And also, she's still like my wife's favorite wrestler. Her and Ricochet Chanel. So I have to. By principle alone, I have to root for them. So
okay, we need to put that picture into the restream stock that we have, so we can just pull that up instantly. That's an all timer, man.
Oh my wife and Bougie Reality.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can share my screen because I usually have it on deck somewhere. So.
Well, while you're doing that, I need to get your picture of Vengeance Day. I just realized, Tommy, Tony D'Angelo or Dion Lennox?
Oh, Tony D'Angelo. If anything that beats Dark State works, is fantastic to me.
All right, a street fight: Blake Monroe versus Jada Parker.
Jada Parker all day long.
All right. NXT Underground: Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan.
I want Lola Vice to win something, so Lola Vice.
Okay. Women's North American Championship: Izzy Dame defends against Tatum Paxley. I'm using her name because Angel's not in here right now. So
okay, I'll go, and because she's not in here, I'll go Tatum.
I did too.
And the NXT Championship: Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints.
I love Ricky, but it would make no sense for him to win right now. So Joe Hendry.
Cool.
Found it.
All right.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
Let me add to the scene. Let me share it here. There we go.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
All timer.
And for those who don't know, this is one of the 3 times that Maddie would smile in the Mission Pro crowd. The other 2 times were also next to my wife.
Yeah. Also in the middle of action going on.
Yeah, there would be brawls happening, and they would go look for my wife.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Yep. All right. As for me, look, there's so much people are making it about Danhausen. I think it's gonna be wildly entertaining. So awesome. It's so great. Can we get Danhausen and R-Truth at WrestleMania? Can we just get that on one night, either as a backstage segment or just a match? It's just so much fun. Forbidden Door, throw Toriano in there. I mean, that's just a dream come true if that were to happen. I mean, Tommy's laughing, but he knows that would be fantastic.
It would actually.
So, I think Danhausen is really going to be having a great time. Like I said it earlier in the show, but don't tie him to a brand. Just let him show up on Raw. Let him show up on SmackDown. Let him show up on NXT. Let him show up in AAA. Wouldn't mind Danhausen speaking Spanish. Would be fantastic. Have him do press releases at WrestleMania, cursing people that ask dumb questions. I would just love to see it. I think it's going to be so much fun. And this is going to be kind of the next great comedy character in WWE. It's going to be a blast. And protect Danhausen at all costs.
Does R-Truth call him Sting?
That would be fantastic.
That
if it does.
Would be hilarious.
Yes. Yeah.
I would
that
love
would be freaking awesome. And is Dan? I was going to call him. Was it K Quick? Was that his name before?
Yes.
Yes.
That could work.
K Quick, K Crush.
Yeah. All right.
Where's the 3 Live Crew?
Yeah.
Oh,
3LK.
That'd be fantastic.
All right.
And have Road Dogg show up and say, actually, you know what? Conan does technically work there now because he's in AAA. You could have a. Holy crap! We could have a 3 Live Crew reunion in WWE.
Next Hall of Fame tag team getting next year. It's class of 2027. Because you already got the position in this year. So
little known fact about me. I actually did own 2 pairs of camo pants because of 3 Live Crew. Because they wore them, I wore them.
Oh my god.
I believe you.
I believe it. So,
I bought them at the Army Surplus store. That's on Bandera.
Yeah.
good stuff.
Nice.
All right.
Here we go. No
Here
disqualification
we go.
match.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. And now, now he's just getting cleaned up in the ring.
See,
And now,
is it just
oh my God.
Seth
Already
Rollins
going
and Roman
backstage.
Reigns?
And
Okay,
now-
yeah, I could tell.
Backstage. Oh, wow.
Oh, they're backstage in a basket.
Oh my
With
God.
my daughter's
And
nail
now just
dryer
gonna
thing.
kick him down.
Oh, the dustpan.
Oh my God, he's gonna go.
Oh my god, he's climbing on top of the sewing
He's
table.
going up.
Oh, how's it going?
My god, this is higher than a
Oh,
cell.
wait,
What's
you're
going on?
upset.
It's like Hogan and Big Show on top of the arena.
Careful, that's 350
Now, oh my
degrees.
God, he's right there.
He's gonna.
And wait, no.
He's-
Jay, don't do it. Don't do it, Jay. Oh my God. Freaking table.
Oh God, they have a family.
Oh my God.
How is that table
He
not
lit the
looking?
the
Oh,
table
it
on
lit the fire
fire.
again.
Somewhere New Jack is in heaven thinking, why did I ever think of that?
You better be careful that
He's
ECW
gonna
doesn't
send
sue
him
him.
through the table.
Paul Heyman's watching this.
Wait, no.
I was like, you little runt. How dare you? Again?
No. No. Oh my
Hey, what did Roman do to his cousin?
I know, right?
God. Table. Now super kick to him.
Oh gosh.
Spear.
This is so
This is
ECW,
gonna
it actually
do
kind
it.
of hurts.
Yeah.
Another thing. Yeah, this is. Your son's watching ECW hasn't been
Oh
telling
my
you.
God.
He's pinning him.
Ding, ding, ding. And he is going to WrestleMania to defend the title.
I don't know what title it is. It's one that he made.
There
okay
won't
then.
none.
Oh, guess who came out of retirement?
I ain't going in the Hall of Fame yet.
Oh
kid.
my God. And he's here to congratulate Jey Uso. And now, oh my God.
Out of the ring.
All I'm saying is Roman knows selling some
Destroyed by
tables.
Roman.
Yeah.
And fire.
And now, oh my God. And
Seth
now
came
he
back.
just
Seth's like, well, since they're down
attacks them.
there.
Oh
He's
my
stealing the
God.
title? He's
Hey,
stealing
man,
back?
by the way, you're losing this at Mania.
Oh.
All right.
And you know that for sure. Without a doubt.
Oh my God.
Wait, did the Shield kind of reunite?
It looks like it, right?
I need to get him a John Moxley action figure. His birthday's coming. I gotta figure something out. So
Hey, yo, man.
If
It's
Transformers
and
and
all this
other
stuff.
characters can integrate, I
Look.
think we can integrate AEW into here.
I'll just go ahead and announce this right now. His birthday party is going to be wrestling themed. Mike, I sent you the flyer for the
Yeah,
party. We look. I love living in San Antonio, and shout out Pinata Time, which is the best pinata store in the city. I just have to tell them, hey, this party's gonna have a lot of baseball players. They'll make this sumbitch super strong. His pinata is going to be a huge Money in the Bank briefcase.
Nice.
Yes. Just show. I love it. I can take a picture, show them design. Here's what we're doing. They know what we're talking about. They'll have it done.
You know what's funny
So,
about that
yeah.
match in particular? I'm more than positive someone in old school ECW watched it, is going to send it to Paul Heyman and say, "See, this kid thought of it, and it was a good idea. Why would you let me do this in '95?" And Paul's going to be like,
It's just ECW. So yeah, I seriously, I'm like, I'm gonna take a steel chair to the pinata at some point if I can. Although I'm gonna show up and try and take a ladder out and see if we have to climb it or something. Just for something.
Somewhere, Raven's gonna watch that match and be like, "This MF spitting right now."
Someone needs to bring a title that can be cashed in on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So it's funny. He walk around carrying the title, and my wife actually has a small Money in the Bank lunchbox. The gold. Maybe you guys remember that?
Uh-huh.
One time I randomly just grabbed it and hit him in the back with it, and cashed in my title shot just for fun. That was so much fun. So
Nice.
yeah.
My favorite meme involving the Money in the Bank briefcases will always be. It says, "When the girl I like just broke up with her boyfriend, I'm cashing in." And so it was like Dolph Ziggler with the briefcase. I was like, "Yep."
They gave it
5 stars, 6
in
in the Tokyo Dome.
Good stuff, Joaquin. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody, once again for joining this week's episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast Housing. Once again, this weekend, we got NXT Vengeance Day, Saturday, March 7th at 6 p.m. From the W Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. You can watch that on Peacock. And you can watch that while you're at Hybrid Experience if you want, or watch it later on. Hybrid Experience is going on at 6 as well on Saturday from the Hybrid School of Wrestling. And United 210 is Sunday, 5 p.m. from the Hybrid School of Wrestling as well. For both of those shows, bring an umbrella, bring a raincoat, bring a fully charged flashlight in case you got to light the ring in case the power goes out. The show must go on, people.
The show must go on.
Next week, we'll recap Vengeance Day, we'll recap Hybrid and United 210, and we'll also preview AEW Revolution.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's, I think this is their first pay-per-view of the year, right? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
this is it's going to be a hell of a show. I'm looking forward to it. So, good way to finish spring break as well. So,
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you everybody once again for watching and listening. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. As always, heels and baby faces. Remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are
fake. See you next week.
Sayonara.
Let's go through.
Na, 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 na,